Dear students, so we have started our discussion of friction. The static and the kinetic frictions we have already discussed. Now we are going to discuss about the rolling friction. You know that whenever one particular body is rolling over the surface, just consider one ring which is rolling over a surface. At a particular time, if the surface is like this and the ring is like this, you can see that the point of contact will be at one point. The contact is there between the ring and the surface. It's only one point. If you are considering the relative motion between this point and the surface, we can say that there will be no relative motion. If there is no relative motion between the surface and the ring, we can say there will be no kinetic friction or the static friction. If a motion, if it is there, then we can say that yes, there will be there are the chances of the kinetic friction. But if you are considering only a point of the body, only this point, in between the surface and the body, the contact is just one point and there is no relative motion. As a result, there will be no friction. This was the earlier consideration or the concept regarding the friction of the rolling or the rolling friction. We know that if a body can move over a surface, even if it is a sliding or rolling, the necessary amount of the force that body gained by friction only. The frictional force is the force which is tending or helping the body to move. So as a result, if you are considering the rolling motion, then there is also a frictional force in between the surface and the body. So after further studies, the earlier hypothesis was changed or replaced by, instead of a point, for a particular moment during the rolling, the surface in contact get momentarily deformed, and as a result, the finite area, a finite small area of a rolling body will be there in contact with the surface, not a point. If we are considering a particular area, then we can say there will be a relative motion as if the rotation is anti-clockwise, then the displacement here, a particular area, the displacement will be like this. So the friction will act in a opposite direction. The friction will be act in opposite direction. So such frictions or frictional forces are known as the rolling friction. As compared to the sliding or kinetic or the static friction, the surface area between the plane and the body is less in the case of the rolling friction. So the value of the rolling friction will be always 2 or 3 times lesser than compared to the static or kinetic friction. So these are the major points regarding the rolling friction. So the value of the frictional value will be, or the rolling friction value will be always very smaller compared to the kinetic and as well the static friction. That is why we are using the wheels of circular shape. So as the frictional value will get reduced, and as a result we can reduce the wear and tear rate or the range of the wear and tear. And as well the ball bearings in the cycle, if you are seeing that, observing that cycle chain, the shaft is there. Inside the shaft the ball bearings are there. Actually their purpose is also to reduce the frictional or the rolling frictional value. Actually as we are introducing those ball bearings, the area of contact, the surface area of contact between two bodies will be get reduced. Okay, so as a result we can reduce the kinetic friction over there, as we converting that kinetic friction into the form of rolling friction. Then as a result we can reduce the wear and tear as well. As you know, whenever the frictional force is there in action, the energy, the applied energy will lose in form of heat. So energy loss is also there. So for overcoming all these defects, we are using in the vehicles the circular wheels, and as well the ball bearings are using. Now let us come to discuss some of the negative effects, or we can say that some of the demerits and merits of the friction. Actually we can walk, the automobiles can move, and the machines are the working of the machines. All those things are happening because the frictional force is there. If the frictional force is there, if the frictional force is not there, then you can understand we cannot even walk properly, and as well the car cannot move. The automobiles cannot move through the surface or the road, because we have discussed that one. In the case of the automobiles, the force which is helping the body or the car to move over on the road is the frictional force between the tires and the road. As well, the frictional force in between the plane or the surface and our legs or feet is helping us to walk. Otherwise we cannot walk properly. Suppose if we are considering a floor, a marble floor, over the surface of the marble it is completely covered with the oil. You just think like that, and if it's trying to move over the surface, you know that it will become very slippery, and you will lose your balance and you will fall down. So if the frictional force is not there, then even in the sand or even in the road, if you are trying to move, then the same will happen as the oily marble floor. So that are the major merits of the friction. So now if you are considering the demerits of the friction, the first and most one is that the energy loss. Energy loss will be there in form of the heat. As in the form of the heat, the energy will lose. That is one of the major demerit. And the next one is that the tear and wear. The tear and wear rate will be more due to the friction. And the machineries, all the machineries, the maintenance should be done after a particular period of time. That means all the moving or the contacting forces or all the contacting portions of the surface will be facing the tear and wear problems, issues due to the friction. Actually, the friction is helping them to move. Okay, that's the merit portion. As that at the same time, the friction is causing the tear and wear. That is the demerit portion. So by using the lubricants and as well the ball bearings, we can reduce or we can control the frictional force, and whatever the necessary amount of the friction we need for operating the machines, we can provide that amount. The excess amount of the friction we can reduce by using the lubricant as well the ball bearings. As we discussed earlier, if you are considering the ball bearings, the surface area of contact will be very less, hence the frictional force also will be less. Okay. So just to go through the textbook, now let us come back to the examples 5.7, 5.8 and 5.9. First of all, 5.7. The question is that determine the maximum acceleration of a train in which a box lying on its floor will remain stationary given that the coefficient of static friction between the box and the train's floor is 0.15. So the mu s value, it is given the m mass acceleration, none of the values are given, only the mu value given. We have to find out the acceleration, maximum acceleration of the train. Still the body should be there on rest or will be there on the same position. So as you know, the frictional force wait one second. Okay, the static frictional force Fs is equal to mu k into n. And if we are considering the body, the train is moving in the left direction with an acceleration of a, then the force acting in the backward direction, the opposite direction, that frictional force Fs, and the movement is in this direction, that is m into a. So this m into a value should be equal to the maximum value of the Fs. Okay, so the m into a will be always equal to the maximum value of the Fs, then only the box will remain stationary at the same plane. If the mass into acceleration, the external force, if value is greater than Fs, then the body will start moving backward. Okay, not backward, along with the train. Okay, forward. The body will start moving forward. So we need the body stationary at that point. Even if the train is moving like this, suppose the body was over here initially, and the train moved and it reached here, but still the body should be remain stationary at that same point. So we need the acceleration value of the train for the result should be this, for getting the body at the stationary point itself. So we can say that the exerted force by the surface, or in between the surface and the body, that is m into a, should be is equal to the maximum value of the frictional force. So we can say ma should be is equal to mu k into n, where n is equal to m into g. Okay, so we can say, sorry, mu s, the static friction we are considering, so mu s. So a will be the a maximum required amount, or the required a max to keep the body on rest even if the surface is moving. So a max will be is equal to mu s into m into g divided by m into m. So the m will be cancelled, the mu s into g will be the answer. That is, mu s value it is given as 0.15. 0.15 into g is equal to 10. So a max will be is equal to 1.5 meter per second square. This is the a max, the amount of a max, even if the movement is there, even if the train is moving with such an acceleration, then also the body should be, or the maximum value of the acceleration the train can obtain, even if the body should be on rest at the same point. So this is the equation to find out the value of the a max. So you just want to remember this one, the acceleration, the force due to the acceleration of the train in between the surface and the in between the surface and the body or the box, or in between the platform of the train and the body, will be is equal to ma. And if we are considering the maximum acceleration value, then this ma will be is equal to the static frictional force, that is Fs, that is equal to mu k into n. So both the forces will be acting in opposite directions and equal. Hence, as we are considering the equilibrium of the particle, there will be no external forces there on the particular body, and as a result, if the net external force will be 0, if it is 0, then there will be no displacement. That means the first law of motion. If there is no external forces acting on the body will remain on rest or the state of its uniform motion. Now let us come to the next example. There is okay. Example 5.8. A mass of 4 kg rests on a horizontal plane. The plane is gradually inclined at an angle of theta 15 degree with the horizontal. The mass just begins slide What is the coefficient of the static friction between the block and the surface? So the mass of the body, it is given as 4 kilogram. So this is on the inclined plane. This is the horizontal surface. Okay, this is the horizontal surface, and the angle between the horizontal surface and inclined plane, it is given as theta. This is theta value. And as the mass is m, it is 4 kilogram. The gravitational, the force due to the gravitation that will act directly vertically downwards, that is equal to m into g, the weight. The weight will act directly downwards, vertically downwards, that is m into g. And this m into g is having two components, one is horizontal and a vertical component. Here, as the theta angle is this one, so the adjacent side of that theta angle will be considered as the horizontal component, and another one will be the vertical component. Here, hence the horizontal component is mg cos theta, and the vertical component is mg sin theta. Okay, so mg and its two components, x component and y component. Here this one is the x component and this one is the y component. Why? The theta angle should be always the angle between the x component and the resultant vector. If you are considering that triangle law of vector addition or the parallelogram law of vector addition, then you can see that mg sin theta and mg cos theta are the two components of the mg. So if they are vectors, then mg sin theta plus mg cos theta will always be is equal to the resultant vector, that is mg. So we have already discussed those things in the vector chapter. Now here the body is just started its motion, so we can say the body is at rest only. So the friction, the net force over that body will be always considered to be 0. So that's why the body is remaining in its rest position. So here mg cos theta and as well the n value, the normal force always will be acting perpendicularly or perpendicular to the plane. Here the plane, it is this one. If you are considering this one as AB, the plane it is AB, AB. So this normal force is acting perpendicular to the AB. Okay. So here the normal force En is opposite to the horizontal component of the mg, that is mg cos theta. So as there is no external force, there is no net external force upon the body, so we can say n will be is equal to mg cos theta. And as well the frictional force Fs is opposite to that of the sine component of the or the vertical component of the mg. So we can say Fs is equal to mg sin theta. In the question it is given that the mass just begins to slide. Just begins to slide means this is the maximum inclination. So the theta max we can say. Okay, the theta max. So let us find out the Fs max value. Okay, so the Fs max value will be is equal to, you know that, mu s into n. Fs max, this way mg sin theta can be considered as the Fx max there. So mg sin theta will be is equal to mu s into mg, the n value, n is opposite, or n is in the opposite direction of the mg cos theta, and they are equal. So n can be replaced as mg cos theta. So now we have to find out the value of this mu value. So mu s will be is equal to mg sin theta divided by mg cos theta, where you can see the mg will cancel each other. The remaining mu s will be is equal to sin theta by cos theta, that is tan theta. Here the theta maximum, that means the maximum inclination where the body begins its motion, that is given as the 15. So the mu s value will be is equal to tan theta max, that is the inclination of the plane, that is equal to 15 degree. So mu s का जो value मिलेगा tan 15 degree. So that's the value of the mu s, and tan 15 degree is equal to 0.27. So mu s will be is equal to 0.27. That is the value of mu s, static friction. So remember, the normal force and the horizontal component of the weight mg are equal and opposite, as well the frictional force and the vertical component of the mg sin theta, both of them are equal and opposite. Hence we can say as the equation Fs is equal to mu s into n, where Fs value and n value can be substituted as where the Fs will be is equal to mg sin theta and n will be is equal to mg cos theta. Then as a result you can find the value of the coefficient of the friction, static friction, mu s. Okay, now let us come to the next question, that is the example 5.9. Okay, example 5.9. The question is, so here the 3 kilogram body is hanged upon a string, and the string it is connected to a 20 kilogram body, where the frictional force between the kinetic friction coefficient, or the frictional force between the 20 kilogram body and the surface, if it is given as Fk, and it is given that the pulley it is frictionless. So whatever the tension which is there on this portion, okay, the hanged portion, the same tension will be there over here also, as the pulley that we are using is frictionless. Now here in this question it is said that the body is moving, so that means the hanged body is moving downwards. So there will be a restoring force there on the string, that is equal to the m into the acceleration with which the body is moving. So m here it is 3a, and the weight of the body will be acting downwards. 3a will be acting upwards, weight will be acting downwards, that is 30 Newton or 30 Newton. Okay, 3 into 10 m into g. The same here the tension, the movement is this direction, the restoring force F is equal to ma will be in the opposite direction, that is 20a. So we can say 20a plus Fk will be is equal to T, and here 3a plus T will be is equal to 30. So in another words we can say that 30 minus t will be is equal to 3a, and as well t minus fk is equal to 2a. So t is equal to fk plus 2a, sorry, 20a, fk plus 20a, and here the t will be is equal to 3a plus, or 30 minus 3a. Okay. Now by solving this equation, so you can substitute the value of fk. Fk is equal to mu k into n, where the mu k value it is given as 0.04 and n will be is equal to 20 into 10. Actually this is for the body, this one. The normal force will be is equal to 20 into 10. Let's say m into g. M into g acting downwards, normal is acting upwards, both are equal and opposite. So n you can written instead of n, you can write the mg. So mu k into ng, so mg value it is 200 Newton and mu k is equal to 0.04 0.004 into 200 Newton. So the fk value will be 8. Fk will be is equal to 8. So fk will be is equal to 8. So by substituting the fk value here in this equation, you can obtain t minus 8 is equal to 20a. So now you are having two equations, that is 30 minus t is equal to 3a, 30 minus t is equal to 3a, and as well t minus 8 is equal to 20a. So by substituting, you can take the t value as t is equal to 20a plus 8. So that t value you can substitute here, and in such a way you can find out the value of a, and hence you can find out the value of the t. You just try that one as a homework and just check whether the given answer is right or not. Okay. So I think this is clear for you. Thank you.